head out to the Mountain West, Fresno State taking on Boise State. 54 is the total. Boise State laying a field goal in here, and it's been a interesting run here, Trig. I mean, Fresno State got Haener back. Didn't really get all that much better. They've won some games here down the stretch, but it's Boise State that really made quite the turnaround from early on. And they were just so terrible early on, and then flipped the quarterback switch, and voila, looks like they found a keeper. At home here, who do you give the edge to?
Well, I mean, Fresno State definitely gets better with Haener back. Like, that might be the biggest drop-off from any quarterback to the backup in the country. There's a couple that are close, but I mean, Haener to the Fresno State backup is a massive drop-off, and I don't know that that's been priced in the line correctly since he's come back. Now, Fresno State, I think they've won 7 in a row, so they certainly haven't not gotten better. I mean, I think Fresno State is far better with Haener back, and they have revenge for a blowout loss that occurred when he was out. And you know, so that leaves me right there to think Fresno State is the play here. I like them in the revenge spot, and you know, they've been good against the number in the Mountain West title game, Joe. They've covered 4 straight times in this game. 3 of them were against Boise State. And, you know, Boise State, number I stole from the playbook here, Mark Lawrence, shout out. When they crack 40 points, they're 1-7 against the spread in the next 8 games. I keep coming back to the fact that I don't think Haener's absence is appropriately being factored in here. Like, I think they're a significantly better team with him back. And so therefore, since he's been back, they've kind of been a team I've wanted to play on, and this might be the spot, Joe. I would take the points. I think Fresno State's the right side.
All right, he's liking Fresno State to get it done in this one. Talk to me here, Brian Power. Are you in agreement, or do you think Boise State might have the edge here?
Well, a few things I want to get through before I give my lean here on this one. Trig brought up the regular season rematch angle. Certainly, that's something that a lot of people are focusing on. There's 5 games this weekend where a team has revenge from the regular season. Just so you know, though, since 2005, teams playing with in-season revenge in a conference championship game, exactly 50% against the number. So no edge there, really. Good work, odds makers. But the regular season loser, this is interesting, has scored about 8 points per game more in the rematches. And Trig brought up Haener, the drop-off to the backup. I could only compare it to McCall at Coastal Carolina is the only, I think, similar type deal because, you know, we're looking at a 7-point difference in the spread compared to the regular season. And also, Fresno State was playing its 3rd straight road game when they visited Boise in the regular season. And they'd been out east the previous week at UConn. So that was a terrible spot. I would expect better from them. 7 wins in a row, scored 30 or more in the last 6. Boise State, they've been better too. You mentioned the coordinator change and the quarterback change after the loss to UTEP, which had us all writing this team off back in September, Joe. Last 2 weeks, though, the Broncos haven't been great. They only won by 3 at Wyoming. The miracle cover against Utah State. My goodness. I mean, it's not often you could say a team that won by 19 maybe should have lost the game outright, but that was the case there. Trends, underdogs covered 7 of the last 8 Mountain West title games. And in the past 2 years, underdogs have won 7 of the 9 Group of 5 title games outright. So those trends favor Fresno State. And yes, I would be with Trig on this one, taking the points. I think the only thing that makes the game hard to handicap is the Mountain West stunk this year. And how, you know, what do we take away from these wins and these win streaks? I mean, there were some absolute dumpster fires in this conference, but it is Fresno State if you're looking to play this side. Haven't officially decided. Over is maybe worth a look as well. Going back to that trend about teams scoring 8 points per game more when they have revenge in this situation.
Yeah, not a bad look either. Mountain West title game, Tony Mejia. Interesting path by both these teams to get here. Who are you giving the edge to?
Well, I'll make it a trifecta and thinking that Fresno State is in the correct play in this game. But I also like the over. I mean, again, with Jake Haener back, this offense has been explosive. They topped 30 or 30 or more in 6 straight games, another 7-game win streak. Boise defense is decent, but the weather's actually going to be mild for Boise, Idaho. So it'll be in the high 30s and no wind. So certainly it'll be conducive for both Haener and Taylon Green to get the offenses going. And I think Fresno might win this outright. So I'll keep it short and sweet.
All right, boom, getting it done. Fresno State as we move on.